yours?
Pretty good, pretty chilled, and I was working through a lot of it, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I mean, like, as in, I was in work sort of all the non-bank holiday days, but
Hmm.
um,
It's the good thing about being a teacher. I had
yeah,
quite a lot of time off.
yeah, it's fair enough, yeah. Um, but yeah, like, equally, it was dead, for me. So I didn't really do more than about 5 hours in the office each day, just turn up, show my face, and then
Yeah,
leave it early, really. So,
hang around long enough to get paid.
yeah, exactly. Right.
I had the worst game at the last match.
Really, who were you up against?
I was up against Sam.
Betteridge, yeah. I think
Yeah.
everybody has their worst game against him. He is.
Oh man, but it wasn't. It wasn't like it was the game. The game just. I think I rolled like 40 odd ones,
Yeah.
and one of my guys died. I had two injuries that reduced stats. I think.
Harsh.
Just. Oh man, it was the worst, and it was. If it wasn't so funny to watch my guys just be completely balls,
Yeah, well,
it
I
would have
don't.
been frustrating because I was quite looking forward to that match because it was me and him at the top, and that
Yeah,
match was quite key. I
quite
was quite
important,
looking
yeah.
forward to it. Yeah, and it was just like the game was like, no, I'm not having that.
The thing is, I think he's a really good player because like at most games I've had against him, it just gets like really from about turn two, I'm just in the position of like all I can do is roll, two red dice blocks, or it's that.
Yeah,
And I've got to say, my game this season was just horrendous. Like the point of like, yeah, actually, I might take a season out or something because it was just like I got to the point where everybody on my guy was on the floor. That weren't off. The people were on the floor. If I stood anybody up, they were going to get two white dice blocks against them. He'd run the
it's
ball down.
frustrating when it happens like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you just think I
he'd get the ball
can't
down
do
to where he's
anything.
going to score, and then spend two turns fouling me, and I'm like, yeah, like I get it. Yep,
Yeah,
it's a good way to play, I guess. But equally, when you're sort of 2-0 down and just getting stamped on, it's like, yep, like
yeah.
I'd really
I'm not
quite
sure
happily
what the
just,
fun in this is
yeah, exactly.
anymore.
I'd quite happily just concede and go and do something else. Like I don't
Yeah,
mind losing. Like this team has got, so what's this, week 6?
something
And I
like that. Yeah.
played them all last season as well. I've got 3 wins to my name so far. Do you know what I mean? It's not, but so I don't mind losing. But yeah, sometimes just like it's just so one-sided. It's
Yeah, and it's when they sit by the line, like you don't score, you just sit there beating everyone
yeah,
up with the ball one square from the line. It's like nah, yeah, like you said, it's just kind of like, God, just let them just can we restart this
yeah,
so
exactly.
I can
Yeah,
have a go?
yeah, it's one of those things. I always kind of view fouling as a thing like you do it if you're losing kind of thing.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, it's one of those things. It was a sensible way to play. Well,
Well,
it's a
it's the
very
way to play the game, isn't it?
it's a very
The game
effective
lets
way
you
to
do it.
play. But yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Right, you need to level up your team, I think.
yeah. I'm currently doing. That was the last thing I expected I was actually going to be able to do after the last performance. So I didn't actually look. I was at the point of just, well, kind of fuck that. I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
Is where I was at the end of last game.
Yeah, I was really impressed because like last season, I think you finished second from bottom, and now you're doing incredibly well. So I think maybe
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't
like getting a
quite
few
know how I
skills under your
managed
belts
it.
and stuff.
Yeah, I think I sort of worked out a bit how to use the elves.
Yeah,
Um, but
yeah, they're pretty unforgiving, aren't they? Like you can score very easily with them, but they also do break quite easy. And
oh man, they just fall apart. Oh man, it was one of my war dancers that got injured properly. His his strength is down to 2.
yeah, I saw that. That's harsh. I've got a blitzer who's I mean, it's not that bad, but his agility, his armor value's dropped, and I'm like,
Yeah,
the thing is with the blitzers in my team, like basically with the Bretonians, the entire team is shit apart from the blitzers who are incredibly good. Yeah, like the linemen are rubbish, the blockers are okay, but the blitzers are overpowered effectively. So when you
yeah.
get one that's kind of like injured like that, I'm like adding a lot to my team value. Hi, darling. Adding a lot to my team value, and it's probably going to spend most of the game on the bench, or
Yeah.
in the dugout. So we'll see. I might have to sack him after this.
Well, I'm wondering what to do. They're expensive though, aren't they? The
War
war
dancers.
dancers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
Can
can't
you
really just.
afford a replacement?
No, I've got 60 Blood Bowl bucks.
That's harsh. Although at least you have the because amazingly my team has actually started to get some team value, so you're gonna have 300 worth of petty cash to spend. So
Oh, that's quite good. Yeah, because my team value was like 1,500, and after that game with him, it went down to 13.
13, yeah.
200.
I mean, a strength 2 war dancer isn't worth keeping. I don't think. I would be tempted to sack it. That's going to drop your
Yeah.
team value even more. Is he fit to play this match?
Yeah, I think so. I'll just play him this time
You
because
sure?
well, I mean, it's either playing with him this time or
Well, if you
playing
draw, so
without him.
how much is he worth as a player
Um,
in your team roster?
he's worth 160k.
So that's another. So that's that should be I think another 160k's worth of petty cash you'd have to spend if you sold him. So you could just like load up on star players or wizards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk you out because to be fair, I'd quite happily fight a strength 2 war dancer, but yeah, I think you got some options anyway.
What are they normally? Are they strength 3? Yeah, strength 3. How much of a catastrophic change is one drop?
It just basically means that you're gonna roll against anybody on my team. You're gonna if you're doing a 1-on, you're doing 2 red dice, and if you're doing I mean, it's probably manageable. I mean, particularly if you use him as backup and you just use him as like a ball runner carrier, then he's fine. But if you want to go and block with him,
I'm sorry, mute us for a second.
Oh, I shouldn't have spent so much money on all
sorry,
the little...
Mrs. just got back, so 2 secs.
Oh, sorry, you go for it.
Right, okay, I'm back.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, I can't. Let me have a look at your team. I think.
I shouldn't have spent... I spent so much money on the ancillary stuff. You know, the coach assistant things.
Oh, fucking hell, 8 coaching assistants. Yeah.
Yeah, and 7 cheerleaders. I mean, that in itself is 1,500.
Yeah, that does inflate your team value. Okay, so let's have it. So you'll actually notice in material your war dancer's not playing this game anyway because he's injured.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 people out. Oh, yeah. This is going to be another killer of a game. This is the end of my season, I think.
So
I'm just like...
Well, for what it's worth, my team's not a very bashy team at all. Okay, so your war dancer's not counting towards your team value for this game at all, so that's regardless of whether you sell him or not. That lineman, I mean, agility 3 lineman isn't too bad, although he is still worth. I mean, how much do you care about that? What's he got? He's got block and tackle. Yeah, so maybe you want to keep him. And again, that's not going to have any impact on this. So I think let's just start it now, and then you've got best part of 300k to spend on inducements, which is reasonable.
Yeah. I've got 140.
Cool, that's not bad.
Oh man, there's a War Dancer star player, but he's 260.
That's a bit much, yeah.
200. Oh, who's this? 150 star player. Are mercenaries just normal guys?
I think so, yeah. I think they probably have the loner trait though as well, so they don't get the reroll.
Yeah, they do.
They had 50% chance of rerolls. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, they do, I think. Of course, yeah. You've got 140k because you get 2 journeymen for free.
Right.
You have to. It gives you 2 linemen just to make up the minimum team size.
Oh right, okay. Well, I guess I'll take this star player. I don't know. How do you tell what kind of player he is? It doesn't say what type of player he is, or are they
the types don't really matter. It's just what skills they've got. So.
Oh, okay.
Because they won't be like a lineman or a blocker or a blitz or anything, but they'll have block or dodge or
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Give him
good
his
luck,
way.
have fun.
Oh yeah, you too.
What do you teach?
Primary, so a bit of everything. Although primarily maths.
Okay, cool.
It used to be that I'd do maths and English with one class, but we changed it this year, so I do maths with 2 classes, which is quite good.
Nice.
Because I enjoy maths.
Yeah, I think it'd be a more interesting subject to teach at that level anyway, do you know what I mean? Like, I can understand when you get like 16-year-olds English, I think would be quite interesting to teach, but it's probably a bit too abstract, I think, for 8-year-olds. Right, Dolphar Long Strider.
You got that? Oh, you did. Wow, that's a interesting setup. Teaching Wroxham, well, not Wroxham, Hovton.
Oh, okay.
A school called St John's. Do you know that
No,
bit?
not really. I think I've probably ridden through it or driven through it, but no, I don't. But my ex-missus was a teacher, so
Oh,
I
really?
do have sympathy for your plight. Yeah.
Yeah. If I could do anything else and have the same holidays.
Yeah, I think. Although, like, I always found the holidays to be a bit of a limitation because you can take them. Like, it just basically meant we didn't have kids, and yet we had to take all of our school holidays, all of our holidays and
That's
school
the
holidays.
super expensive bit.
Yeah.
Millie, my partner, she was a teacher until we
Yeah.
had our daughter, and now she's sort of stepped out of it. But that meant we had the same thing, basically just school holidays or nothing.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
Which is fine, unless you want to go somewhere. At which point you're
Yeah, exactly,
for
and then you're
the
paying school holiday. Sorry, yeah, like you're paying the premium for school holidays despite not actually really needing them. So yeah, my secret is still I name all my peasants after other players in the league, and then I haven't actually got one for you yet. But yeah, then usually stick them in front of the biggest guy on the scrimmage line.
Well, so I have to beat myself up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think, yeah. Oh, balls. I put my thrower in the wrong, and my star player in the wrong bloody place.
Right at the back there, yeah.
Swap the 2 things round by accident. Never mind. Oh, I'm kicking, right.
Yeah, it's got kick though. Yeah, that's one of those skills I think is actually really underrated. It's
Oh, I might have scored. Ah!
But yeah,
I wonder what...
it's a long way back for me to.
If that had gone to the touchdown point, would there have been a...
No, you actually have to have one of your guys like hold it.
Be there with it.
Yeah.
So does your team value go down just because people are off for
Yeah,
a
people
game?
you can't field that turn are still gonna.
Oh, right.
Uh,
So actually, it's not as bad as it looked.
no, it's not too bad. Yeah, because at least you're not getting penalised for guys that you literally can't field.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, for God.
Some leap going on. Is that a leap?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it was supposed to be a leap, but
It
it
was
was
a leap,
more like a flop. Hopefully, he's the one with
Strip ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
He's not the one with strip ball. The one with strip ball is the one that's dead or dying somewhere. Good. That means I have to sell my one that's got something somewhat useful. Oh no! Oh fuck God. This already feels like it's going a similar direction. Oh. So
That's not exactly what I wanted, if I'm honest.
oh no! Oh good. Phew. The war dancer out of the game fit pretty early on. Hmm.
Hmm? Drinking? Not daily. Just 3 subsequent days. I think that's entirely reasonable. Ah, look, you distracted me and my guy got an attack.
Lovely. Oh man. That was a 2. Ugh. Oh, for God.
Oh, unlucky.
Ugh. KO'd as well.
Yeah, that is nice.
If I was you, I'd just stand around and wait for my guys to knock themselves out.
That's a good tactic.
Well,
Nice. This is the problem. That's the problem with the elves. It's like you can, if you get an opening, you can go very far.
Just as well I had that re-roll, otherwise. Oh man. Brilliant.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Every time. He can't sort of look at the pitch and think, you know what, I ought to get my act together because we've got barely anyone left. Gonna stand there like a big idiot. Well, it's nice while it lasted. Well,
Come on, buddy. Pick up the ball. Oof. Oof.
I didn't get half my guys up either, so. Oof. Well done.
Cheers, dude.
No, they're not getting up. None of them.
Oh, my blitz is unconscious.
Hmm.
How rude.
Cool. Oh, lovely.
Cheerleaders well spent.
Yeah. No. I don't really know what to do though to get through. Oh, you're
Ooh.
kidding. Oh my days.
That is unfortunate.
I think my last game was like 38 wins. I'll see if I can beat it this time.
I still not had your dinner yet, so let's have a look. Okay.
It's a lot of armor breaks you're getting.
Yeah, I think we're getting quite lucky. Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
come on. So I roll all these ones, and then I do something which should never have worked. That is just balls. That shouldn't have worked.
Nice.
Oh, you.
Oh, that is unlucky.
This game can do one. It's like it's doing it on purpose. So off he goes. I'm sure. Was that another one again? It was, wasn't it?
A one on the handoff.
On the pass, yeah.
Not sure. Right. Oop.
Whoop. Hmm.
Mm.
Oops. Did you
What
re-roll?
Yeah, I absolutely did not mean to do that. It was a misclick. Never mind.
Oh, that's a positive change, though, isn't it? Bit of a waste, I guess. But
Oh, it was badly hurt or... Oh, was it no effect?
he joined the subs.
Yeah, okay. Well, as long as you don't kill or injure anybody I care about this team, I'm jinxing it completely. But yeah, that was not what I wanted.
I'll try very hard not to.
I mean, in the
Oh my
nicest possible way to
days.
Tyler, I don't care if he's badly hurt. So
All my elves can go and... Oh,
Whoa.
well done. You got there.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, oh yeah, actually I could possibly. I've got one chance at scoring.
Oh man, are they getting up? Oh, two of them did. No, joined the reserves. Do you have lots of subs?
Yeah, I do now. I've got like three spare peasants basically.
All right.
Because they do break pretty easy.
Oh, that's landing outside the zone.
No, right, it should land right on the...
Oh, on the touchdown line.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it went
Okay,
out.
it did bounce out, okay.
Oh,
Oof.
Ugh.
Oof.
No one is injured as well.
I am sorry, dude. That is pretty harsh.
Nothing less than I would have expected. No, and it wasn't even worth me thinking about it. I forgot that.
I did almost remind you, but
yeah, sitting there fannying around. Oh my days. Oh, I noticed we have a mutual board gaming chum
okay, who's that?
on Facebook. It's not someone we've never added each other on Facebook, but you seem to have. Ben Allen.
Oh right, yeah. How well do you know
Yeah.
him?
How well, or how
Yeah.
do I know him?
How well?
I know. I played a few games with him. He's come around to play games, and I've gone around here. So beyond that,
Okay.
I don't know him.
No, we play the Game of Thrones card game. It's waiting for you,
Oh,
by the way, just to.
He's just had a baby, hasn't he?
Oh, I didn't know if he. I knew he was due this week.
Yeah, she had a C-section, I think.
I did say it was booked on Tuesday. Yeah, I have to drop my line. So. Yeah, we play Game of Thrones card game, so that's why I know him. He's a nice enough guy.
He's very good at winning.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm being a little bit cagey because I don't know your opinions of him. He's got better. I had to, on numerous occasions, well, certainly one time, properly sit him down and have a crack at him. When, like, all you're doing at the moment is bringing decks that other people have won tournaments with, yeah, and we're playing Sunday Night Kickabout Thrones, and I'm like, I totally get it on occasion if you want to test it or you want to bring something, but, like, when you've just spanked everybody for 6 weeks on the bounce with a deck that you didn't even build, yeah, I'm like, people aren't going to fucking want to play with you because it got to that point where people and I was like, so he has got better. He now does actually build his own stuff, and we have more casual games and things. But yeah, he is very winning focused, is what I'd say. And
yeah, he is. He what I find is he can have a bit of a strop if he's not winning.
Exactly, yeah. And I think he's not particularly, if I'm honest, a particularly gracious winner either.
No.
So yeah, he has been trying. I mean, he's got a lot better with the Thrones perspective. But it did take having a talk to. But yeah, he's also not somebody that I've played a few board games with him before. We had him around and played Forbidden Stars, and it's just one of those games. It's just like 2 weeks later I played with a different group of people and enjoyed it much more. And it's not like I lost both games, so it's not like I'm salty about losing. Do you know what I mean? But it's just like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So
it's yeah, I know what you.
Yeah.
I just what you mean. We I play board games with him and another guy called Ed.
Yeah.
Who you may or may not know. I don't know. But me and Ed wind him up because it's quite funny too. Because me and Ed would play them for the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Primarily.
There's certain games, like certain board games I play if I'm sitting down and like certain key games of ours that I'll play with a group of people that we all know the game kind of thing, yeah. Then it will be moderately competitive. It's not even then. It's not like being a dick about it. It's just like actually everybody around the table knows what they're fucking doing. But most of the time, like I play at No Bog a lot, so most of the time I'm playing games I don't know, and I'm just like, my view is I've got about a 20 or 15% chance of winning depending on the player I can, and I'm just going to enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean it's always nice when you do win, but magnanimity and victory and graciousness and defeat is kind of my is what I try and do. But yeah.
Yep.
I just find there's some people I lose to quite happily, and some people I lose to, and it hacks me off. Do you know what I mean? And
I find it's when people like who are losing, and they can't take losing, so they start blaming it on like, oh, you didn't explain that rule, or had I known that, I would
Yeah.
have done. And
That's one of the things I hate when I'm teaching people war games. And you can see people getting impatient, going, "Let's just play, yeah." And then 3 turns later they do something, and I'm like, "No, I did definitely explain that rule." And they're like, "Yeah, but I wouldn't have done that if I'd known." And I'm like, well, "Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's one of them things. I guess your strategy would have been completely different, but there we go."
Yeah, if only you'd remembered that thing, you would have beaten me already. Game, we would have been packing this box up.
I'm always just like, it's just there for fun. Do you know what I mean? If I go, halfway through a game, I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll kick myself a little bit, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna.
No, spoil everyone else's enjoyment.
Yeah,
and
or
ruin
blame
the person
somebody else for it.
winning.
Like the rule book's there. Do you know what I mean? Like, help yourself. It's.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake, bloody idiot elves. Yeah, I know. I think, yeah. I find he and like other people, they can be an acquired taste.
Yeah.
But you don't get many people to choose from to play board games with.
No, that's true. But although the thing is, because I go to Nobel and I've met a lot of people through that. Actually, I am getting to the point where I am a little bit more selective. Like, there's another couple we know, like a male-female couple. And I do like them, but like honestly, I've started going off playing I'm not even a massive fan of co-op games, but I'm getting to the point where I'm like, that's all I really want to play with them. Because otherwise, it's usually generally, like most 9 out of 10 games she'll get upset. In fact, the last time to the point of crying, turn 1, because she thinks it's fucked all up. Yeah. Despite the fact that the two of them, like if the two of us, like there's 4 of us play, so me and my missus and those two, I would say that 80% of the time, one of those two will win. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's either she'll get really upset and then she never asks you with us, but asks you with her partner. And then the other guy will often be quite self-congratulatory about how clever he's been. And it's just like, yeah, I'm really, like the last game we played, which was a co-op with the two of them, I really enjoyed, but otherwise, a lot of the time I'm just like, this is shit. This is like, I'm just watching.
A lot of the time, you end up trying to enjoy the game despite the people you're playing with, as opposed to with the people you're playing with.
Incredibly true, yeah. Right, I've got 36 seconds left. What the fuck am I going to do? Okay, surround everybody. That's the plan. Let's do that.
My aim for this half is just to stop you scoring, not.
That's fair. Yeah, we've dissolved into chatting now, which.
I do keep meaning to come to the Tuesday thing. It's at the Hog in Armour, isn't it? Or whatever it is now.
It was at that. Although we're having a big debate about locations because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like we've been at the Mash Tun. I mean, when I first started going to Nobog, it was at the Mash Tun. But it's. The Mash Tun has become, over the last just over a year, has just become shit. Like the fundamentals of running a pub. Like, I would like to give you money in exchange for alcohol. They don't seem to be able to manage that. They've run out of everything all the fucking time. And I'm talking over a year now. So we're talking about trialling the Norwich Brew House, which is just down the road, which should be good. But yeah, I mean, you've got me
the brew house. That's near St Andrew's Hall, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Was Delaney's? Yeah, so it's only just down the road. So there's a chance we might be trying it from there next week.
Oh right, cool. It's closer to home.
I can add you to the group page if you want. But yeah, come down. I mean, give us a shout and I'll hook you up.
Yeah, cheers.
You live out in Yarmouth, yeah?
No.
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 Oh, you in Norwich?
Yeah, I live on Churchill Road.
Okay.
Near the Artichoke.
Oh, in which case you have literally no excuse. Definitely come down. I will.
Well, I do have a baby. That's my.
Yeah. I mean, it's some kind of excuse, I guess. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's.
Oh, for fuck's sake! These fucking elves. These elves need to have a word with themselves. They're just the worst. Oh, but it was wrestle.
Because I used wrestle, it wasn't.
It didn't actually end my
Although
turn.
actually, it would have been better for me. Fuck! I should have checked because your guy hadn't got block. I should have picked that actually. There's a chance that I could have got injured, but it would have stopped your turn.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
If all you can do is roll his skulls, then yeah, that's.
Yeah.
That's harsh, man. I'm sorry.
These guys really are the worst.
It's pretty unlucky. Right.
Did you get any board games for Christmas?
I didn't, just because actually we've got a metric fuck ton. I was gonna buy my missus Azul, but then I bought lots of other stuff.
Oh yeah, I was considering asking for that. It's supposed to be very good, isn't it?
I've only played it once, but I really enjoyed it. It's one of those kind of like abstract-y type games. But yeah, I mean, I like it a lot.
I like abstract games. I like playing them, but it takes a lot for me to choose. When I'm buying one, I like the concepts. If you see what I mean, like a concept heavy game, I like.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, I mean it's
Sorry, I'm just being laughed at by Millie because I'm talking about board games. Hold on, I think she wants my attention. All right. Okay.
But yeah, we've got a lot, and there's quite a lot of stuff that we haven't really played as much as we should have done. So trying to just do a bit more of that, really.
Yeah, Millie keeps telling me I need to get rid of some, but I won't.
No, just buy more shelves. That's clearly the sense.
Well, yeah, exactly. Build an extension to the house.
Exactly.
I'd rather do that first. You could just rent out the next apartment, surely. Just keep until you rent the whole hospital.
Yeah, that seems entirely reasonable.
Yeah. Better that than getting rid of board games.
Well, I've been trying to convince her. We've got stuff like Pandemic Legacy Season 1 and 2 that we've played through, and I'm like, we should just get rid of those now. And she's like, ooh.
Oh no.
Dude, I'm sorry. Was he anybody important? Oh no. To be fair, he was your loaner. So
right,
no harm, no foul, right? Like,
yeah.
You literally don't even care about him. But yeah, so and she's like,
well, when you say it like
that, she's like, yeah, but we want people to come around. Like, yeah, I want people to know that we've played it, and I'm like,
yeah. I'm not sure I could get rid of it because it's like you've got all your stickers in the same place. Yeah, I'd want to
give two shits. Like, we're never going to do anything with it ever again, right? I'm like,
I
enjoy playing it, but all it's doing is taking up shelf space. And we've got a couple of other games like that, which we're literally never going to play again.
I'm too precious. I've got real like duff games. Like I've got like the Atmosphere DVD game.
Oh my god! Well, that's totally worthwhile. Yeah.
Yeah. And it sits there, and I almost got rid of it, and then I thought
that is a classic.
Exactly.
I think
I've got
it's for me, it's like stuff that I've completed. It's like the legacy games. I'm like, I am actually quite happy just to be quite brutal about them. I'm never going to get them out again. I'm never going to do anything with them again. Yeah. I could maybe.
But you can't even sell it, can you?
No, exactly. Maybe literally take the board out, because the board is like, particularly Pandemic Legacy Season 2. The board's quite nice, so maybe I'll go and stick that somewhere. Otherwise, I'm like, it's just taking up board. It's just taking up space for nothing. But then I've got games that I don't play all that often, which I don't want to sell, and in some cases, games that I know aren't that good, like Euphoria. Like, it's all right, but honestly, it's not going to come to the table that often because I've got better options, and but I'm quite bad at like selling stuff on. I'm always just kind of keep it.
I always think that it'll be worth something, but they're just not.
They never are, no.
No. I got well, I've got too many, but I've got ones that I desperately want to play and get good at.
Yeah.
Like when you've played it enough times that you just throw it on the table, you know what you're doing, and then you've actually got a battle of wits as opposed to a battle against the rule book.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to, but you're just being an adult with a job and a life, and you just don't get the opportunity. And
particularly when you've got kids and stuff, it is hard then to actually make time for things, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've got the second Descent, and I must have spent, well, at least 300, if not more, on buying it and all its add-on packs and stuff, and I've played it 2.5 times.
Right. Yeah.
So they just kind of pile up. I explain it to people that actually I'm more into this hobby for the potential of fun. I look on the shelf and think, look at all this fun I could be having. There's all these bits, cardboard, everything. Oh, if people were around, I'd be having such a laugh with this. This would be brilliant. And that's where I get most of the enjoyment.
Yeah, I can understand that.
That and popping out the bits when you first buy it. Oh, that's lovely.
I'm not that big a fan of that. I'm very happy.
Are you not?
No, I'm very happy enlisting other people's help for that.
Oh man, it's so good. Apart from when it's not quite cut properly and you end up like tearing a little bit or something because it doesn't quite come off the
Yeah.
sprig. That's a real git. I got Have you heard of the Conflict of Heroes board games?
Conflict of Heroes.
Yeah, they're like World War Two
Oh, that rings a bell.
games. I got
Is it
one of those
miniatures
for
kind of
Christmas.
game?
It is, but they're cardboard chits as
Oh,
opposed
okay.
to actual miniatures. It's very good, and I got this. I got one of those for Christmas.
Oh, let's have a look. So is it
Yeah,
World War Two? Yeah.
yeah, it is. You can play it 2 or 4 player.
It's one of the, like World War Two is one of those kind of like genres that I'm never that fussed about, and I don't know why. Somebody's invited me to play Battle Law this weekend. Oh, I'm glad that neither of us can pick up the ball. Yeah, somebody's invited me to play Battle Law.
What's it based on? That's a
It's
system
based
that.
on Memoir 44.
Yeah.
But I'm like immediately, I'm like, yeah, I'd much rather play it in a fantasy setting than a World War Two setting for whatever reasons. But
Well, it's horses for courses, isn't it? I mean, you're pretty much playing the same game. It's like X-wing and whatever that World War Two one
Blades
is.
of Glory or something, yeah.
Yeah, Wings of War. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, and the
Maybe.
Star Trek one. They've got it in Star Trek as well, haven't they?
They have, and there's actually a D&D themed one.
Oh yes, there's dragons, isn't there? There's a dragon one. Have you seen the second release of? Well, no, it's third release of X-wing. Have you seen how much it's going for? How much they charge for it? It's an insane amount of money that thing is going for now.
Well, because I played a lot of X-wing 1, and I kind of got put off by another one of those very competitive people. We had a nice little meta going, where we would like play kind of Sunday kickabout X-wing, and then one guy that was always incredibly competitive about it. And you know that thing where there's like 5 of you turn up, and it's just that whole like, oh fuck, whose turn is it to play him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was quite interested in the getting like the conversions set, because I've got several £100 worth of stuff underneath the like in a box somewhere, and
yeah. I got a lot of it, and I was getting it with. There was a friend who played it. He was getting the Imperial stuff. I was getting the Rebels.
Yeah.
And I just treated myself to. I'd been bought the Corellian cruiser, whatever it is, the C.
The Millennium Falcon one, yeah.
No,
or
no,
the big epic one.
The big epic one.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I just bought myself the Imperial one.
Yeah.
The whatever it's called, I can't remember their names, but I got both of them and then stopped playing it.
Right, fair enough. Yeah, Epic's is a tougher game to play anyway. But I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was that
was a stupid thing to do, wasn't it?
I did enjoy it. It's just that kind of thing. Now, actually, we kind of replaced it with the Game of Thrones card game, which, in just terms of like expense and time and space, like we're just going to play it in the pub. We don't have to have,
Well, this is it. I got 3 big boards of 2x4 and spray painted it all black and stuff, and it just becomes such a pain in the arse to get out.
Yeah.
By the time you spent all that time lugging it down from the cupboard upstairs, you could have played about 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands of something.
But then, I mean, I did still like it, and actually, what they've done with the second one, I like the idea of. So, like, actually now rather than printing points costs on a card and making it impossible to change, they've actually just said, well, what we'll do is we're going to give you an app, and you do all your list building on an app, and therefore, if we decide that stuff's over or under costed, then we'll.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, and I'm like, yep, that sounds really good to me, because one of the things it was really bad at was power creep. You know, and a lot of games are subject to that, but when you've got stuff which is kind of permanently printed, it does become very hard to then kind of change stuff. And like, Thrones actually seems to be reasonable for that. Even if there's power creep, there's even power creep kind of thing.
Yeah. But what I didn't like was it felt like it was getting a bit cynical. So like you were just getting the same models with a repaint, and then being made to pay through the nose for them. Like it was when
Mainly
the
because you wanted the cars that came with it. That was the thing that got me.
exactly,
Yeah, it's like, well, I want
yeah.
that pilot, so now I've got to go and lay it
And it was
16.
when that second Millennium Falcon came out, and it was the same thing but with
Mm,
a square radar instead of a round one.
yeah.
And it's like, you're just rinsing me for my money now,
Yeah, exactly.
and I don't want to give you any more.
I'd be I'd be half tempted to go, right, I'll go and buy a couple of the conversion kits, but then when you start looking at it, it's like, actually, it probably cost me about 80 quid.
Oh yeah, the conversion kits are not cheap.
No, and then you need a core set as well, and it's suddenly it's like, well, actually, if I would like to get back into it, just to use the stuff I've got, it's probably going to cost me about 120 quid, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe actually I'll just not bother.
Well, exactly. If you play it once and you've spent that much, it's a complete waste of money.
Yeah,
Now.
but it's a shame because I did really enjoy it as a game. It's a great it's it's a great kick around kind of game. Like, and for like 5 of the 6 of us that played it, we'd often just build lists that were like, build lists a couple of minutes before we headed out the door.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, we're gonna. But then you've got that one guy who goes, well, I've seen what's won all the tournaments, so I'm gonna run this latest ship that comes out and triple of them, and actually there's nothing anybody else can do about it, and you just go, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Thanks for sapping all the fun out of that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I get it. I haven't got an objection to competitive games, but I just.
Well, yeah, but there's a time and a place, isn't there?
Yeah.
If you want to play them, you don't play it with a group of people that just want to.
Yeah, or at least you kind of agree that that's what you're doing. So, like, the pub thrones that we've got, there's the kind of 3 or 4 of us that are kind of, other than Ben, that are the main regulars there. We're all the kind of people that will sit there and go, like, well, actively laugh about it. I'm like, well, this card's kind of universally reviewed as bad, so I've built an entire deck around this card, yeah, and there's like,
Yeah.
and that's like fine, and you don't mind losing a couple of games, but when somebody's brought a game, that's what I always got annoyed with Ben. When every time he played a deck, you could just flip out your phone, go to Thrones DB, look at what decks have won tournaments recently, and it'd always be like a regional championship deck, and you're like, yeah, like, well done, do you know what I mean? But actually what you've done is you've taken a deck which has already been through all the iterations, all the kind of like play testing and stuff, and has been
And you're
proven
claiming
to be
it as
good.
your own, and
Yeah, and you're playing it against people that are just like, yeah, I've got this janky bullshit that I want to try. And I don't mind that occasionally, but week after week, you get to the point where you're like, yeah, like, no, just nobody wants to play with you.
yeah, you're kind of missing the point of this. This is
Yeah.
this is not. We're turning up so you can beat us.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I quite wanted to get into or not get into, but I was quite interested in playing Seafall.
We're playing that at the moment, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because it's only 25 quid on Amazon. It's insane.
Yeah, it's I know it's one of those games that got really massively hyped, and then a lot of people were really massively disappointed with it.
Well, they say so long as you play it for the story and not for the winning, you'll enjoy it. But then that's
Yeah.
precisely why I haven't got. Oh no, you're kidding! Oh, he's
He's your
the
star player.
player.
So again, you don't care about him, but that is fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's just insane. But that's why I've not got it, because I just think the only people I play it with is Ben and Ed, and Ben won't get not playing
Oh
it.
no, God, no! You
It'd
wouldn't
be
want to
the
play that,
worst.
Ben, yeah. And I mean, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I've kind of enjoyed it, but the rules are really unnecessarily clunky. Like, it's a poor rule book. Like, there's a lot
that's what
of there's
I'd
a
read
lot of
that it was-
flipping around, and it's enjoyable, and it's quite nice because I'm not a massive fan of co-op games, which sounds bad, but I just like a lot of the time with co-op games they're quite hard, and so in my mind you spend like 2 or 3 hours. Oh, why do I keep doing that? You spend 2 or 3 hours playing a game which you're probably going to lose, and getting snappy with each other. For you're like Pandemic, I did enjoy Pandemic Legacy, but still a lot of the game is you arguing over really quite kind of minor decisions with your friends about what's.
Well, there's one person who plays it for everyone else.
Yeah, which is
They know the way to win, and so they'll just tell you.
Well, the thing is, yeah, Pandemic's definitely prone to that. It's but with Legacy we didn't really suffer that, but it's still that kind of thing of like, actually, it's just a game where you're going to spend the entire evening going, yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I think we should do this, yeah. And sometimes I'm just like, actually, I just want to do my shit, and if it works, then great, and if it doesn't, then fine, you guys get to laugh at me, but Seafall, so it's nice having a Legacy game which is a competitive game. But yeah, the rules are clunky, but I'm still enjoying it so far, I've got to say.
How many people do you play with?
It's 4 of us. So it's. But we. Oh, shouldn't have done that.
Uh,
Oh, you don't have block either, actually. Okay, that's fine.
have you got wrestle? Fend.
I do not. I've got Fens, so you can take the pushback with no hassle. Yeah, it's just one of those games that you just think actually this is I quite like the concept of it, and actually if it just been tidied up a little bit, it'd be a really good game. But we do spend a lot of time each game kind of like
flipping through the book,
flipping through the rule book and trying to clarify stuff and.
How many times have you played it?
I think 3 so far.
Yeah, and if that's still happening, that's a bit of a.
Yeah, well, because the thing is again, because it's a legacy game, you get all these different rules each time. So it's. I mean, I enjoyed the first 2 games a lot, but then also I won the first 2 games, so I might be biased. And the last one I didn't really feel like I got out of the blocks, but that's fine. It's definitely interesting. I don't mind playing it at all. It's just it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Well, I'll wait to hear. It's it's like not the. I guess it's better than mediocre, but don't go out of your way.
I'm definitely enjoying it. It's a nice twist on I'm enjoying the legacy theme in a on a competitive game, definitely.
Yeah. You win each game is a new game that you can win, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. But it does also you do have an
ongoing
constant point total, yeah. So like to be fair, Monica had a really rough first game, so she has been stuck at the bottom of the league or of the leaderboard since. But then also she's getting quite a lot of bonuses each turn because of that. So it's not
hopefully balances itself. Yeah. What kind of games do you play at your group? How long do you sort of sit there for? Yeah.
Like everything, that's why I really like Noble, because it's one of those.
Are you long enough to like Forbidden Stars? Would you be playing
because
stuff like that, or is it?
Forbidden Stars I always find tends to take about
you're going to
5 hours. Yeah, so really anything that's about 3.5 hours or less, you can fit in comfortably. But what I really like about Noble is sometimes I'll go along and I'll organise stuff and we'll play something big. We'll play like Chaos in the Old World or.
Oh,
he's getting sacked. We'll play sort of bigger games, and sometimes you'll play games. You turn up and you just play like fillers all night. I mean, like a couple of weeks ago, because it was kind of busy and we got one more person than we expected. We just played Citadels and then Codenames. Yeah, and I'm entirely fine with that. And then sometimes I go and play, a kind of meaty game. And sometimes I just like this week I went pretty much by myself. Monica didn't go. So I just saw what was on offer. One person.
Are you all playing the same stuff? Or,
Sorry?
Do you all play the same stuff, or is there little groups?
No, there's the average kind of player count for a Tuesday is probably about 30 people. So
wow.
It's and we've had up to to be fair, it's a couple of years ago now, but now we're getting to the point where we had like 60 fairly routinely. Yeah.
Really?
So
wow.
Yeah, you bring stuff along if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. So like this week, I turned up empty-handed because I wasn't in the mood to teach stuff, and I just saw what was on offer. So I played. Cheers, buddy. Sorry, that was a rough game.
No, it's all right. It was pretty much the same game as the one I had before.
Well, I feel like at least I'm the underdog a little bit because I was right down the bottom on this one, so it's not like Sam Bestridge's inexorable march of glory. But yeah, so this week somebody brought along a game called Hand of Fate Ordeal, and I was like, I recognise the name of that. I've got a computer game called Hand of Fate, so I went and played that, and actually, to be fair, it wasn't very good, but still, it was kind of. So I sat down with 4 of us, but I would say there was probably. I didn't count, but I'd expect 30 people. There were six tables, so maybe it was under 30, but 6 tables being used for stuff, and You know, like a wide variety of games. So it's a really good crack. I like it because sometimes I go, this is what I want to play tonight, so that's what I'm taking, or I'll ask other people to bring something along. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll organise stuff with people I know, and sometimes I'll just turn up and see what's on offer and pick something. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So do people agree on the Facebook page?
No, just turn up. So basically, what they do is at 7:30, somebody
Yeah.
like usually John or otherwise Lewis will stand up and say, right, go around the room and go, what have people brought tonight? And people go, I brought this and this and this. And then at the end of that, then you go, oh, okay, I'll go and grab that guy who got that game, which I quite fancy playing,
Hmm.
and then see if they got room for it. And you just form little groups, sit on the table, and then play what you want. So.
Did you ever go to that one that was in the church by Marks and Spencers? Did you know that
No,
one?
I didn't even know about that. What was that?
Yeah, there was one that was every first Wednesday of the month. I don't know if it still runs something for ages, but that was quite good.
Okay.
You know
No, I
the
haven't heard of it.
church that's by the bus stops?
Yeah, I know
Opposite
exactly what you
Subway.
mean. It's like a kind of cafe. It's the nice big church with the
Yeah,
great
as you walk
the one
into
with
Chapel Field.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they were doing